Good morning, everyone. Here we go.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now.
All right, everyone. Welcome. We are here live. It is Monday, July the 5th, 2021, and we are here live the morning after the 4th of July. Welcome, everyone. We got a lot going on, a lot to talk about, and this country, we're in a lot of trouble. We are in trouble on so many levels that, of course, the only person who can save us is, right, the American dream, Donald Trump. But, yeah, we've got some big trouble, and from Biden, of course, and America's youth. We're in a situation we've never been in before on very, very many levels. We're going to talk about some of them on the program today. The Trump rally went off without a hitch in Florida on Saturday night. Record crowds. I think the estimates of people there are much, much lower than they actually were. They're talking about 35,000, and my guess would be more around the 50,000 number, which is absolutely amazing because the rain in that part of Florida on Saturday was brutal, and tens of thousands of people waited in the rain for 3 hours for President Trump. Not one single person left the rally. That's amazing. And the number of people that were there is also amazing because the weather was so bad that many people couldn't make it on the road to get there because visibility was like zero. It was just an amazing event. So we'll talk about all these things and much more on the program today, as well as take your calls. But we are here live the morning after the 4th of July. And I got to tell you, when I drove into work this morning, I could not believe how busy the roads were with people going to work, not drunks coming home from 4th of July parties at 5 in the morning. I could tell because people going to work are in line at gas stations and places like that. And the roads were busier today, and the gas stations were jam-packed much more than they normally are on a normal weekday today. So America, at least Florida, is back, and I know a lot of you guys are too. So when I saw that today, I was glad I came in because I was thinking about taking off, if not taking today off, taking off like the first hour and coming in at 7. But I said, no, I'm up, let's go, let's do it. And here we are. So, yeah, so we got a lot to touch on today. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Now, I want to start, there's Biden went into a store and was so lost and confused over the weekend, it is incredibly frightening beyond imagination. He was asked by, I guess, a reporter. I'm going to play you the audio in a moment. He was asked by a reporter a question on Russia while a cashier was checking him out for buying, I don't know what he was buying, ice cream or cake, whatever he's buying all the time. And he got so confused because he had two different people talking to him. He got lost. He got confused. He stood there in stunned silence and tried to mumble through an answer, and then he forgot what the answer that he was mumbling through was. And he actually did something which was completely insane. He went to get into his pocket, get cards out that had the answers on the Russia question, and started to hand them to someone. I'm not sure if he was going to hand them to the cashier at the store or a reporter, but it looked as if he was about to hand cards that had his intelligence briefing intel on them, the presidential daily briefing info on them. I don't know. It was very, very frightening. Let me play you the audio. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll get to some calls in just a bit, but I want to play this. This is Biden very confused when asked about Russia.
Sure.
Right now, sir?
Yeah.
With the most recent hack by the Russians, would you say that this means
We're not
that?
sure it's the Russians.
Okay.
I got a brief as I was on the plane. That's why I was late getting off the plane. I got a brief and.
See, now here's where the silence comes, is he has totally forgot where he was going. He has lost his train of thought.
As I was on the plane, that's why I was late getting off the plane. I got a brief and all right.
Would you like your receipt?
Totally lost.
I'll be in better shape to talk to you about it. Hang on a second. I'll tell you what they sent me. Okay. The idea, first of all, we're not sure who it is for certain, number one. And what I did, I directed the full resources of the government to assist in the response if we determine what else you need.
Oh, nothing. You're all set.
Okay. And the fact is that I directed the intelligence community to give me a deep dive on what's happened, and I'll know better tomorrow. And if it is either with the knowledge of and or a consequence of Russia, then I told Putin we will respond. And
You didn't tell him already, sir?
no, I haven't called because we're not certain. The initial thinking was it was not the Russian government, but we're not sure yet. So.
Wow. So that's Biden, totally lost, totally confused, on more than one occasion, lost his train of thought. You know, and the reporting on this in the news, even what I saw on Fox News this morning, is complete cover-up. Oh, fumbling for cards for the answer. Complete even cover-up there. Biden is gone. Biden's gone. And here's the scary situation that we are in. Kamala Harris has spent her whole life doing one thing and one thing only. Well, the other thing we won't talk about, but you know what the other thing is. But everything that she has done, Kamala Harris, is to elevate her position to the next office. Everything. And there's only one more office to go to. President of the United States. And she's done a lot to get to where she's at. This is a situation where we could end up on a dime with Kamala Harris being President of the United States. There was another moment over the weekend yesterday when Biden was greeting a crowd and he forgot where he was and what he was doing there, and he even asked, and he's caught on a mic, "What am I doing here?" You know, twice over the weekend. This is a situation where the 25th Amendment is supposed to come into play. So there's a few questions here. And the first one is this, and I really want to hear your thoughts on this. Are we better off with Biden in that mental condition as the commander-in-chief, or the incompetent Kamala Harris? Under which administration, the Kamala Harris or the Biden administration, are we in the most trouble with? And I think that's an important question to deal with. She's as incompetent as the day is long. And she's in a position now where if she woke up this morning and decided she wanted to be president, she's in a position to make that happen on a dime. This week, she could be president of the United States. Here's another thing I wonder. For her to invoke the 25th Amendment, she's got to get I'm not sure the exact number. I got to look. I should know, right? The Democrats talked about it every day with Trump. She needs a majority of the cabinet to sign off on the 25th Amendment to make it happen and make herself president. Do you think they would do it? You know, Kamala really screwed up for herself in the last couple of months. And there was some reporting that came out of the White House on this, that she was not doing what she was told. She couldn't be handled. She couldn't be controlled by the White House staff. But that video right there is enough for her to invoke the 25th Amendment. And she could go public right now. If she couldn't get the cabinet to go along with it, she could go public right now with that video, show the video, or at least discuss it, because the media would show it if she was out there having a press conference, and say that she is making the first step to invoke the 25th Amendment of the United States. So, I'm not asking which one you like the most, which one you dislike more than the other. I don't like either of them. But under whose presidency are we in the most trouble? Kamala Harris or checked out Biden? Something to think about. You got to think about it in that context. And, sometimes I think, well, she sees what's really going on. Maybe she wouldn't. For her to invoke the 25th Amendment and make herself president, which she could do today with that video, I think it's on her mind. Because for her to do it, she would be not only the President of the United States, she would be the first female President of the United States. She would have a place forever etched in the history books. And no matter how incompetent she is, they'll remember her with greatness. Also, who is really running things? It is obviously not Biden. It's not Biden. Is it Jill Biden? Is it Obama through the staff? Who's really running things? I think it's Jill Biden right now. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that Obama and his top people from his administration don't have a lot of pull with the staff, because a lot of them, like Jen Psaki, worked for Obama. So he's got a lot of influence there. But Biden himself has a lot of authority that he could wield at any time. There's no question his handler is Jill Biden. She had that photograph of her when they were in Europe a couple weeks ago, sitting at Biden's desk on Air Force One with his jacket, with the presidential seal behind her resting on the chair, which was a indication that she's running the show. So I believe Jill Biden is running the country right now. And that's a scary thought in itself, because she is not a good person. She raised Hunter Biden. And not only look at how he's turned out, look at what Joe and Jill were using Hunter Biden for. So I'm going to take our first break of the week. We are here live. It is the 5th of July, the day after the 4th of July, 2021. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll-free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Those of you on hold, stand by. I will go to the phones after this break.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
The Steve Kane 2022 MAGA Cruise is a go, leaving January 21st on the Celebrity Equinox out of Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. Join Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, for 9 nights cruising the Caribbean. We will stop in Grand Cayman Island, Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba. Reserve your cabin right now and call Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
Welcome back, everyone. And if you've not already made a reservation on our Steve Kane 2022 MAGA Cruise, call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot and do it. This is going to be a great one. We missed our cruise last year because of COVID. This one's going to be incredible. We need smarts.
That's been being called regardless, and I think, personally, I think it's Obama.
Okay, all right, take care. All right, listen, I'm going to take our break. It's 31 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, people. I'll be right back, guys. Got the feedback.
Well, Brian, over the past few years of owning a Medicare insurance agency, we've learned that there's a huge need for Medicare advocacy, that a lot of people don't have a child or a spouse that can assist them with their medical needs, and that's where we step in.
There's a lot of things that seniors need help with. Prescriptions, doctor's appointments, things like this. How do you help them with that?
If you're having a problem at the doctor's office, having problems scheduling an appointment in a timely manner, we can step in. If you're having issues at the pharmacy, having problems refilling a prescription, or feel that you're being mischarged for something, you can contact us and we will step in. Even if you're at the hospital and you feel like you're being neglected, we'll be there for you at a touch of a button, whether it's to call the nurse's station or assist in any other way.
So if someone's in the hospital, they feel they're not getting the care that they need, they haven't seen their doctor, they haven't seen their nurse, they can actually call you and you'll contact the hospital for them?
Absolutely, we act as your family.
Steve Kane Show.
We'll call the nurse's station.
Hold on. No, we're back.
If we can't get anything done there, we'll go to the higher levels.
Now, this is a service that you're offering. Now, they do not have to be
Yeah, you might have to refresh.
clients of iWill advisors to take advantage of this, right?
Oh, of course not. No, we're here for any Medicare client. We can assist in any way. We don't need to be your insurance agent. We're just here to help you with your medical needs.
This is an incredible opportunity for those of you who are Medicare recipients. Debbie at iWill Advocates will help you with your prescriptions. You'll set up doctor's appointments for them, including the primary care physician and specialist, right?
Of course, we'll assist in anything helping you find new doctors.
They'll help you with your medical billing. They'll help you with your insurance billing. If you feel you've been billed wrong by your doctor, they'll step in for that and even help you if you're in the hospital. Basically, what you're offering is a concierge service to senior citizens.
That's exactly it.
That's amazing. I've never heard of anything like this before. So how much does this cost?
Well, for just $20 a month, you will have the security of knowing that
451214, or go online. You can sign up online at iwilladvocates.com. That's iwilladvocates.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry.
It's just one of those days.
Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing?
Coming back.
Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All righty. It is 34 minutes after the hour. We are here live. It is the 5th of July. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Back to our phones. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Yes, hi, Brian. John in Wellington.
Hey, John. What's up?
I am in agreement with Michigander 100%, but the reason that I would prefer to keep Joe Biden in office rather than Kamala is relatively simple. I think that with the Biden administration, I think it's Barack Obama that's pulling the strings. Joe Biden is easily manipulated. He and his staff will do whatever Obama tells them to do, and things will go on. The status quo will continue. You said it yourself earlier. Kamala cannot be controlled. If she became president, she's not going to do what Obama tells her to do, or anybody else for that matter. She's completely vapid. She's immoral. She has no novel ideas of her own. And this entire country will crash and burn under her.
Well, yeah, one of the things about Trump, there were many things that they didn't like about Trump, right, and caused the problems he's had. But one thing they didn't like about Trump, the bureaucracy and all these people, is presidents really aren't supposed to do anything. They're spokesmodels, and it's a facade. The presidents don't do much at all. Everything is handled by the bureaucracy, the deep state, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And Biden being checked out, not able to run things, even though we're under attack right now with these cyber attacks that are going on, is better than having an incompetent person who doesn't know what they're doing and has something to prove. And Kamala Harris. I think we would be in big trouble if Kamala Harris... Now, with that being said, though, this video over the weekend of Biden totally checked out, do you think Kamala would make a move to invoke the 25th Amendment?
I don't think so, because I think at this point she realizes, even as vice president, she's completely over her head. She can't handle the small tasks that have been set for her. And she realizes that if she were to become president, her administration would be a...
Yeah, but you think about everyone. We don't have to go through the list. It's a family show. But look at what she has done. Everyone knows what she has done to get to where she is now. This is her opportunity to have a place forever in the history books of the United States as the first lady president.
Well, yes, that's true, but she has already...
That's an enticement, man. That's a big enticement.
She's the first woman vice president, and what...
Please, they don't... At Disney World, they have the Hall of Presidents, not vice presidents. I mean, it's even hard for me if I start going backwards. You start to forget. Who was Lyndon Johnson's vice president? Exactly. So vice presidents are nothing.
I know, but what you want and what really transpires are two completely different things when reality sets in.
Yeah.
A small example, a very small example. When I was in the Army, I wanted to be a Ranger very badly. It was too much for me. I don't have what it takes. So reality set in, and I had to lower my goals.
Yeah, but you are, unlike Kamala Harris, you are in touch with reality. She's not in... She doesn't believe that she's an incompetent fool. She thinks that she's a smart, successful, professional woman who's worked real hard to get where she is. People are not very self-aware. And like Hillary Clinton doesn't understand that people hate her. She thinks that she's a woman who's beloved by the American people. So these are not self-aware people.
We will see, and if she's going to make a move, I think now would be the time to do it. So
yeah,
if it happens, it'll happen in the very near future.
She could be president by Friday if she. And I know that. By the way, thanks for the call. The cabinet, most of them wouldn't want to go along with it because they have future plans and they're tied in with Biden and Obama, and so a lot. You got to ask yourself, would Obama want her as president? She is very tight with Obama. In fact, she made her way into the Senate through and under Obama's, no, not that, leadership. I know some people have thought the other thing too. There's been rumors that her and Obama had a fling. Okay, and I've seen some video and photographs of the two of them walking together. I don't know. I see chemistry with the two of them, like something. But, Kamala is tight with Obama. A lot of people believe that she's VP because of Obama, that Obama is the one who chose her to be the running mate. So if Obama, who hates Joe Biden, once Kamala in the spot, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah, and these are all things we've got to deal with. Well, listen, our number is toll free. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll free call from anywhere. 1-888-465-2631. I talked about this on my podcast a little bit last night. By the way, if you don't listen to my podcast, please do. The Brian Craig Show podcast. I co-host with my wife, Kathy. We've been on the air for many, many years. We have, like over 1,300 episodes. And I uploaded a new episode last night, which touches on some really important topics. One that I mentioned last night, too, though, is what they did last night at the 4th of July celebration in Washington, D.C., hosted by Vanessa Williams, who came out and sang the Black National Anthem. I'm not sure what the Black National Anthem is. And there's a move to turn the 4th of July and morph it with Juneteenth. And they got Juneteenth as a national holiday, which I don't have a problem with. Juneteenth being a national holiday, okay? I don't. I think that's fine. I think it is an important day. It's really, Juneteenth is a Republican holiday. Juneteenth is commemorates the day when the Republican Union soldiers, 2 years after the emancipation, rode into Texas and told the last remaining slaves being held in slavery by the Democrats in Texas at the time that they were free. And I have no problem with that holiday, but this move that they made in D.C. with Vanessa Williams last night to turn American Independence Day into a Juneteenth celebration as well is bad news for us. It's very bad news, and they're going to be doing this each and every year a little bit more, and they're going to morph them together. To where, if the liberals have their way, we may not have the Independence Day, the 4th of July celebrations that we have all had. I was thinking, I saw yesterday Independence Day, the movie with Will Smith was running, because, 4th of July. And I remember when Independence Day came out in movie theaters, when Independence Day came out, that was like one of the biggest movie premieres in the history of movies. And it was all done, and it came out on the 4th of July for that, big time, because the movie was called Independence Day. It was a huge movie. And I don't know if Hollywood would do that now. They've gotten so anti-American and so anti-Independence Day. I don't know if they would have a major release built around Independence Day or even have a film with that title anymore, because they've done so much. The liberals, what they don't understand is a lot. Well, they don't understand a lot, but in regards to Independence Day, the United States is the oldest democracy in the world. When the Founding Fathers declared their independence from England and set up a working democracy here in the United States, the entire planet was run by kings and queens, emperors, warlords, and tribal chiefs. There was not a single elected person leading any government anywhere in the United States. The United States is the oldest democracy in the world. Okay? And the reason that there is democracy on the planet today, wherever you find it, is because of here in the United States. Also, something that they don't teach anymore, our great Constitution. If you go to the democracies of the world, most every single democracy, not all, but most every single democracy, their Constitution is based on the American Constitution. And what's going on here with critical race theory and the brainwashing of the college students and everything else that's going on is there. I remember when I was in college and I had a history professor, who loved it, it just was obsessed. And I've heard this from more than one teacher. It's something that's taught in school. The most destructive device ever invented, ever developed, was the nuclear bomb, the one that won us the war in the Second World War. Do you know what they say is the second most destructive invention? What do you think? Think about it. The most destructive is the atomic bomb. What do you think they teach college? See, I went to college as an adult, so I wasn't able to have my brain washed by these lefty professors. The atomic bomb is the most destructive device ever invented. What do you think they teach is the second most destructive invention? I'm not going to troll for calls on this. I'm just going to tell you in a second. But think about it. If the atomic bomb is the most destructive, what do you think liberal colleges, liberal universities, liberal professors teach their students is the second most destructive device ever invented? A lot of you will be shocked to hear this. Some of you, when I say, you say, oh yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, you probably went to some liberal college. The most destructive invention ever is the atomic bomb. And then what they teach you is the second most destructive invention is the cotton gin. I'm not kidding you. The cotton gin. It's even in some of the textbooks. And the reason that is because cotton became much more profitable with the development of the cotton gin, and that's when slavery increased in the Democrat-controlled southern states of the United States. I am not kidding you. That's the kind of crap they teach kids in college. That's why I'm so glad I went to college as an adult. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? It does if you're a liberal. And what they teach young people today is, like the day the music died. Right? You know the day the music died? That's right. Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper. That was before my time, but I know that. They believe, the day the music died, they believe Independence Day is the day that the world died. And it's a terrible holiday because they're so brainwashed about this country and they don't even have a basic understanding of anything about this country or what it's about because they're so brainwashed in college. And what they did last night in Washington, D.C., by having Vanessa Williams get up and sing the Black National Anthem, whatever the hell that is, and try to turn the 4th of July into a Juneteenth celebration is sick. It's twisted. And it's got to be stopped because if they wipe out Independence Day, which we saw the first step last night at the 4th of July celebration in our nation's capital, if they wipe out Independence Day and turn it into Juneteenth, we've lost our culture. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. I'm going to take our last break of the first hour. We'll be back with more calls after this. We are here live. It is Monday, July 5th. We're live. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-94.
Jeff, we are a democracy. We're a democracy and a republic.
Online, friendlytire.net.
There are different types of democracies.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9.
We're just not a direct democracy.
Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
We're a representative democracy. So we're both. We're a constitutional republic and a democracy, both.
This is one of our listeners, Todd. He bought the My Pillow mattress topper, and he called us live on the radio to tell us about his experience with the My Pillow mattress topper.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm calling to get testimonials about my pillow topper.
You ordered the My Pillow, the mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I was thinking about buying
Steve Kane Show.
a new mattress. My old mattress
Hold on.
is getting old.
Steve Kane Show.
My wife's like, why don't you try that pillow, that mattress?
Hold on.
So I went on, I used your promo code Kane. I got pretty price. Got it home in about used it the last 3 nights. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a whole new mattress.
I talked to other listeners with the My Pillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid, mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, then after a while you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress companies stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that My Pillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saves you from buying a new mattress and turn your whole bed into a My Pillow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really love it. I sleep really good.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. And you guys out there, remember, promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. Now, when you use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, save 30% off your My Pillow mattress topper and receive 2 free My Pillows. But you got to use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. 30% off the My Pillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big My Pillow mattress. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
There's different kinds of democracy, Carol. All right, welcome back. It is 8 minutes before 7. If you're on hold, stand by. The phones are on fire this morning. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian, and I think we got Steve's studio back up and running this week. Hopefully. You with us, Steve? I guess not. I guess not. I'm not hearing you, Steve. So I'm gonna take some calls, and then we'll try to work this out. But I just got word that he was ready to go, and he's not there. So we'll have to see what's happening there. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio.
Hey, Brian, Robert, Kentucky.
Yeah, Robert, what's up?
That had a president who knew where we were going, and nobody had any doubts about the direction the country was heading, to now we got romper room playing out in the White House.
No, this was not. This was beyond romper room. I'm going to play the audio again in a minute, but he was. This was beyond romper room. I mean, this was really frightening, and it was caught live on camera in front of the press.
Absolutely, and it was caught live on camera in front of our enemy.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're Putin right now or China, you're on the move because you see we do not have a functioning government. It's not functioning.
No. Anyway, that's
well, who do you think we'd be better off with? Would we be better off with checked out Biden or incompetent Kamala?
President John.
Well, that's not one of the selections. That's not one of the choices right now. Okay. All right. I appreciate the call, Kentucky. All right. Now I got word that Steve's back. You with us, Steve? Oh, now we got you. Oh.
That I don't expect too much this morning. I did not have coffee. I just got out of bed, but I had to get in on this discussion because what I saw last night on television was incredible.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you're referencing in particular because I'm talking about a few things here.
What I saw was the greatest performance by Donald Trump ever.
Oh, well, that was Saturday night. Yeah, we're not talking about the rally. I was talking about... Oh, I didn't see Trump last night. Where was he? Where was he? I missed it.
They evidently bought the time after with the fireworks. And Donald Trump got up there. It was the most unbelievable thing I've ever heard with my 2 ears.
Well, if anybody knows, what channel was that on? Because I completely missed it.
I would say somebody's got to help me here, because I got out of bed just to say that this battle is won. I mean, he got up, he made a speech.
Oh, yeah.
Blew my mind. Absolutely.
You sure it wasn't a rerun of the Saturday night rally in Sarasota?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't vouch for much this morning because I'm only half here.
Well, you could have had some coffee first. It's not even 7 yet. They don't have coffee in Cooper City?
I don't have a car. I don't have...
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm a little...
Are you tied down? Are you like being held prisoner?
I'm telling you, if you saw what I...
No car, no coffee.
You would be excited too.
I'm excited.
Well, what is all this doom and gloom I'm hearing on the radio from the last caller and everything?
There's no doom and gloom.
Well, the last caller, you're telling me the last caller I just listened to is an up caller?
Oh, you're talking about the guy from Kentucky? I don't even remember what he had to say, frankly. It was a mediocre call.
It's like we're starting even.
Yeah, I mean, it was a forgettable call. No. What I was talking about is this incident that happened with Biden yesterday was the worst I've ever seen him in. Well, I know they're saying he fumbled with. It was worse than that. He's asked by a reporter about Russia while he's being checked out by a cashier, and because he had 2 people talking to him, he not only did he get confused, he started to hand over his presidential daily briefing on Russia to I'm not sure, close to it. I don't know if he was handing the presidential daily briefing to the cashier or the reporter. And I'm going to play the audio after the top of the hour again. And he was. It's not funny because he's running the country. It was the most frightening I've ever seen.
All right, let me. For the period of time on this was.
What channel was it? One American News?
One American News. And they just started the fireworks on One American News, and Trump gave a speech to the likes of which I've never heard anything in the world. It was the most inspirational thing in the world. It was
Yeah.
Who saw the firework, the period of time that the fireworks were.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to take time out after the next break or whatever it is to really let you get in, because it's difficult to get in these circumstances sometime in the morning. I saw the most incredible speech I've ever seen.
I'm thinking they reran probably the Saturday night speech, because I didn't hear about a new speech by Trump last night. They may have rerun the Saturday night Sarasota speech, which was spectacular.
It's possible, but...
Okay.
Roosevelt, and it was... I don't know.
Okay. Well, or maybe they... so if anyone... It was on One American News. If you know what they were running, let us know. Listen, if you're on hold, stand by. The phones have really been on fire today, and we are here live. It is the 5th of July, the morning after the 4th of July. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE1.
The few times that we're going to really be rigid on the subject matter. We're going to talk about last night, and I don't know, again, I don't know what we would...
Okay, and that, during the break, I'll throw away all my show prep, and then we'll just go...
Anything like this.
Okay. All right. Now listen, I think I know what it is that you saw, but we'll take a break. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second hour after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
It's here, the hot weather. It's in the mid-90s in the middle of the day, and that's what the actual temperature is. The heat index, much higher than that. That means your air conditioner is going to work harder and harder, driving up your electric bill. And on the line, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, who's going to save you big, big money on your electric bill. Tell them how you're going to do it, Scott.
Hey, Brian. Well, we do it with the radiant barrier installation and making sure that none of your air conditioning ducts are leaking in your attic. But I have Rebecca on the line with me, who's a longtime Steve Kane listener, and we had the pleasure of going up and doing a whole attic package for her at her house on Wednesday of this week, and we put all new ducts in for her, radiant barrier, and all new insulation. And she just wants to tell you how our experience was.
Good morning. I wanted to let you know that this morning, first of all, the people that came out, his crew, were very, very polite, and they did the work. It's a very difficult job to go up in an attic, pull out all the old ducts, come in and put in all new ducts, extra additional ducts to make my system work better. I'm in the construction industry. I'm an architect, so I'm familiar with what the cost should be and how much time it takes to do everything. And let me tell you, I was very impressed, and my attic looks like a spaceship up there with all new duct. They took out the metal duct that was insulated and leaking on my ceiling, and they put in flex stuff, which is what we use now in the industry. But let me tell you, what I paid for the entire package should have cost just to remove the old ductwork and install new ductwork, and I got everything for less than what I thought.
Well, that's amazing. And when Scott from Cut My Kilowatts brings that radiant barrier into your attic, it pays for itself, because what it does, it cools off your ceiling, cools off your attic, keeps that hot Florida heat that's well over 100 degrees in your attic off of your air conditioning ducts, which means your air conditioner works less to keep your house cool and comfortable for you, which means you have lower electrical bills. It works. Listen, guys, give Scott at Cut My Kilowatts a call. His number's listed at SteveKaneShow.com, as is his website if you miss it. His number, which rings directly to him, 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. That's Scott from Cut My Kilowatts.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE 1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE 1.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show. Steve here. Now, whether every caller that was on hold before is no, I've not. No. I sent some text messages though your way during the break. Now, this storm, whether or not we get it, okay, directly, we're going to get a lot of rain this week, and this is the beginning of really the hurricane season official, because we've got our first storm that's really coming our way. And I saw this morning on WSVN, we're going to start getting the outer bands, which mean rain soon. You want to call Tom Laporta, take advantage of that free roof inspection that he offers to listeners of the Steve Kane Show. You know, if you've got a little leak in your roof, you want to take care of it before that big storm hits. If your roof is vulnerable, you don't want to find out when those winds come in. And let me tell you something, you don't have to get a hurricane to have those bad wind gusts come through. Tropical storm and even hurricane strength wind gusts can come through, and it's raining every day pretty much as it is. So call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. This number rings directly to his phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. All right, well, let me just go to the phones. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I sent Tyler some text messages, Steve, during the break. Take a look. Okay. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning. Yes, you're on the air. Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Made was last July 4th.
It was was it the Mount Rushmore speech, or was it another one? Yeah, I think that was I'm not sure if that was last year or the year before. I can't remember which yeah. Oh, during the pandemic he went to Mount Rushmore. I couldn't remember if it was last year or the one before.
Okay, thank you. That's what did you think of the speech?
I don't remember it because it was a year ago, but I'm sure it was Spain. Oh, she hung up. She hung up. No, it was good. It was a good one. Everything Trump does is... Did you see the rally Saturday night?
Well, I was half one of those states of semi-conscious.
Oh.
Half asleep and half...
What state are you in now? Oh, no. Are you half consciousness or consciousness? I know if I didn't have coffee in the morning, I would be like, another state.
It's hard to believe that the speech was as relevant as it was, considering I'm finding out it wasn't live. It was
2 years ago, but either a year ago or 2 years ago. Well, it was either last year or the year before at Mount Rushmore. I just can't remember which one it was. And I'll tell you. Yeah.
Taking back the country, it was unbelievable.
No, all of Trump's speeches are spectacular, And the Saturday night rally was absolutely amazing, and there are many amazing things about it. Not only the estimates that you're hearing about 32 to 35,000 people are no, it was more around 50,000 plus at that rally. And when you look at that crowd, there's a couple things you've got to consider about Sarasota. One, you heard President Trump talk about. They had 3 hours of nonstop, heavy pouring rain prior to the rally. Not one person left, which is pretty amazing thing. They stayed for Trump through the rain. And the other thing is, the rally crowd was around 50,000 people in Sarasota. Many people could not get to the rally because on the Gulf Coast, the rains were so heavy around Sarasota on Saturday during the day. It was zero visibility on the highway, and a lot of people couldn't get there that had planned on going. And even with all of that, there were 50,000 people in Sarasota, Florida, at that speech on Saturday night, which was really a good one. I mean, it was really amazing.
Speeches. He talked a lot about the making the Hall of Famous Americans.
Yeah, that's the Mount Rushmore, and that's the Mount Rushmore speech. Yeah, yeah. What I usually do every year, and I didn't do it this year, is I always watch the 4th of July celebration on television in Washington, and I didn't watch it because I'm not going to watch it. Joe Biden takes all the patriotism out of the 4th of July at the White House when they're going to come out and do it, and how they tried to turn it into a Black Lives Matter event by starting off with the Black National Anthem as opposed to the National Anthem. Oh my goodness! I mean, it was what they did at the Washington D.C. Independence Day celebration was they canceled out the 4th of July and they're turning it into a BLM holiday. Well, because the BLM's running the country right now,
In the Trump route.
No. I'm talking about at the 4th of July celebration in Washington last night. All right, now listen. Let me go back to the phones. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Yeah, right.
For now.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah, how you doing, guy?
Excellent.
Guy. Remember the call last week? We were talking about the Quaaludes.
I don't.
That's cool. I was wondering, and I'm not trying to be funny or nothing like that, but
no,
I'm thinking, that trans thing,
What did you say? You're on Quaaludes? You sound like you're on something.
Yeah, I'm on medication.
You're on medication. Okay. All right. Try to put together a coherent thought. Why did you pick up the phone and call us?
Oh, listen, I thought the calls were boring, so I just tried to liven up your show a little bit.
Oh, okay. I've got a solution for you. Okay. No, this is true. Okay, the show's boring because I don't want you to listen to something that's boring. What I want you to do is go to your radio and turn the dial. Yeah, that little thing. There's like 40 other radio stations in our market, and just turn the dial.
Advertising your show.
No. I don't want you to be bored. So go ahead. All right. Take. Oh my goodness. Try to find. I don't think his feelings could be hurt. He's high. He said he's on his prescription meds and was talking about Quaaludes and everything else. So I don't think his feelings could be hurt. I think his feelings are rather numbed at the moment. Well, we started off the show with very good calls, and now we're kind of, I don't know where the show's going. We don't want to start the week this way. So if you're not high, if you're not on prescription medications that are affecting your speech, judgment, and everything else, you are welcome to give us a call at 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. So let me get to this thing. So Biden actually had two moments over the weekend. One, he was in a rope line greeting people, and he looked over, and this was on camera too, and says, "What am I doing here?" He had forgotten he was in a rope line shaking hands with people, and got lost. And then that second moment. Now Gates over the weekend. Matt Gaetz brought up something that at first sounds like something we've heard before, but it's new. He gave a speech, and let me play this clip. This is Matt Gaetz over the weekend, and he dropped something that you will not think at first is new, but it is, and I'll tell you why in a moment.
My commitment to you is that my vote for Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives will go to Donald J. Trump!
Okay, now that was part of a longer speech. What Matt Gaetz is saying here is this is something that's new, and it's interesting as well. To be Speaker, you don't have to be in the House of Representatives. They can nominate anybody to be Speaker of the House. He was talking about voting when we take back the House in 2022. He was talking about nominating Trump for Speaker, even though he's not running in a House seat. And this is a new thing that they're talking about. Some of the now Kevin McCarthy doesn't want this because he's never Trumper in disguise, and he wants to be Speaker of the House. But what Matt Gaetz brought up in this speech over the weekend, this is something that is new, and it's a new angle that they're running to panic the left. All right, let me take one more call, then we'll break. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yeah, good morning, Frank. Good morning, Steve.
Oh, hey, Richie. I know Richie's not on Quaaludes or still drunk from the 4th of July.
First of all, Kamala Harris, she would pick Bernie Sanders as vice president. You got to look at what her pick.
What makes you say that?
Well, that's what would happen. They're very close. As far as I'm concerned, that's what she would do because he's gotten, screwed out of the nomination how many times? I think. And
okay. All right. Do you have you been listening?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what, because we've got a lot of confusion here because I was half awake for half a speech and I don't know what it was, but what I heard was the most incredible speech from Don Trump turns out to be a rerun. But so try to help us sort through this if you'd be kind enough.
It was an older speech at Mount Rushmore, but you're right. Trump gives excellent speeches all the time. He's a real. You can't really have Biden coming out there on the balcony of the White House after he trashes the United States as being racist, for God's sake, since he's been in office, and then where our founding was off and everything else. I mean, you can't. I didn't even watch that last night. I'll tell you the truth.
Oh.
You know what I watched? I got to tell you what I watched, and Brian will be in on this because I doubted Brian, but Brian was 100% right. This is something he said last week. The Dade County mayor was absolutely 100% at fault for the people. I don't know if they would have lived, but she blew that whole thing down at the condo in Miami Beach.
Oh yeah. Well, you're talking. I was watching the press conferences over the weekend. Down at Surfside, with the building, and you notice the mayor of Surfside hasn't been speaking at a press conference in like a week, and what he's doing is he's letting that Miami mayor her take the front. So if you get the glory, you get the blame. You know what I mean? And they screwed it up down there.
She had no idea with this demolition. She had said, we're going to knock this building down in about 3 weeks because she thought it would go through all of this process. If she knew that it would go down in a day and a half, she might have been...
Well, what they did, I know everybody, I know conservatives in general are big supporters of first responders, which is a good thing, okay? We support firefighters and paramedics. But don't do it. They got down there. They did nothing. Since they pulled the one guy out right away, they pulled nobody else out. $1,500 online. CutMyKilowatts.com, and again listed at SteveKaneShow.com. Scott will save you money on your electric bill this and every summer. All right, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Have a great day. We will talk later in the week.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, we are back 22 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. Steve is here. I'm gonna, in a little bit, I'm going to play that audio at the bottom of the hour of Biden from the weekend. And they're talking 25th Amendment now, Kamala Harris. I mean, so we're going to get back into that in a little bit. But I saw a story this morning about Alan West, who the Republicans ran out of Florida. Believe it or not, the Republican establishment ran Alan West out of Florida, but he announced he's running for governor of Texas. And I just saw this morning, and I'm a little confused by this because I was under the impression that Governor Abbott was running for re-election. So I don't know why Alan West is running against Greg Abbott, who just did that town hall meeting with President Trump. With Sean Hannity last week at the southern border. I don't quite get that. There's an article in Politico, Alan West running for governor of Texas. He was the head of the Texas Republican Party, and he resigned from that position a couple weeks ago, so I knew something was going up, but I don't know why he would be running against Trump's guy, Alan West. That's a little confusing to me, and I don't know if that's really... I love Alan West.
Has some insights into that.
Yeah, I know we got a lot of listeners in Texas. Yeah. Yeah. So, last week when Hannity did his town hall at the southern border with Trump did the town hall with Greg Abbott, which I've never seen Trump do a town hall with someone else before. That's like an endorsement. And Trump mentioned him getting reelected in 2022. And now I read Alan West is running for governor. And let me tell you, Alan West is a great guy. We used to have him on the show here all the time in studio when he was in Congress and when he was running here in Florida. And we supported him through all of his elections here. And the Republican establishment ran him out of office in Florida, and we've talked a little bit about that before. They did the Republican establishment. Now it's a new establishment now because we got Ron DeSantis. This was a few years ago, but I'm a little confused as to why Alan West would be running against Greg Abbott. If anybody has any thoughts on that, any insights, let me know at 1-888-GO-CANE1. And if you're in Cooper City, Steve says there's no coffee in Cooper City, so you're Oh my goodness, I would be in trouble without the coffee. I got to tell you, Steve. Oh my goodness, it's like you know, I am with coffee like Hunter Biden is with other things. You know what I mean? They need to have like rehab for coffee. If there's a rehab for coffee, they'd be a great sponsor here on the show, and I would take part in it. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian and Steve.
Hey, Andrea.
Dear, how are you today?
I am very well. How are you? No coffee.
Excellent.
Steve, that's not good.
Going great.
Cooper City is a dry town with coffee this morning.
I couldn't live through that. I drink coffee for society's benefit.
You know, I have come into the radio. I have come into the radio station and stopped, and the Starbucks was closed, and I drove like 5 miles each way and came late on the air to get coffee. I couldn't do a show without coffee in the morning. I couldn't broadcast.
Great, but let's find out.
Yeah, let's get past the coffee because I'm having a.
It makes it worse when we keep reminding you.
Exactly. Go ahead, dear.
How absolutely disrespectful the President of the United States is to this country. I watched about 3 seconds of Lift Every Voice and shut the channel off. Again, disrespecting our country.
Well, what they did at the 4th of July celebration in D.C. usually is hosted by John Stamos, and I guess they fired John Stamos and they brought in Vanessa Williams because you have to be black to host everything now. Everything's hosted by black people. And she's saying, Vanessa Williams, remember the Miss America, you know, all that from years ago? She's a very talented singer. She had hit records and things in the 90s, and she sang Lift Every Voice, what they say is the black national anthem at the Independence Day celebration. This is the beginning of the left moving to cancel out Independence Day, you know.
Of course. Of course. It's not going to happen.
They call Juneteenth Black Independence Day.
Well, you know what? Eventually, people need to realize that we are one America. This is one country. Unless they're really falling for this whole segregation thing, because that's really where we're...
Well, you remember the segregationists were Democrats and they're segregationists now.
To Biden last night?
Yeah. So I saw that whole exchange at yet another ice cream store, right? Some of it I think is real. Some of it I think he plays it up.
No way. I saw that. No way. I saw. You know, I'm going to play the audio after the break at the bottom of the hour again. But if you can, I did tweet it. You know, go and look at the video. You can see what happens in the video. He's checking out and dealing with the cashier. He's got the reporter yapping about Russia. He can't do 2 simple tasks at once. And he got lost, he got confused, and it was frightening. Because right behind him's the guy with the nuclear football. It's frightening. It was, and he's getting worse every day, and there's a complete media cover-up of this. I know they're saying, oh, he fumbled for the cards or something. They're not really focusing in the media, even Fox, on how serious it was. That was and also earlier in the day on the rope line when he says, what am I doing here?
Are you fumbling for cards if you... So that was a pre-scripted question.
Well, if you know, the cards had the answers on. Apparently he's walking around with cards that tell him what to say at any particular time, and that's what he was going for. You know, it was. I'll play it again. It was pretty frightening. But the question I was asking in the first hour, and the answer was that I was getting from listeners was actually it was interesting. Are we better off with checked out Biden or incompetent Kamala as president?
Well, here's the thing about Kamala. Last week, they're setting her up. They're setting her up for the fall. So last week, you had 21 staff members coming out and saying how horrible she is to work for, right? And what was Biden's big thing when he was inaugurated? If you're disrespectful to anybody, if you're cruel to anybody, if this happens...
Well, there was a big bully boss story that came out, about her,
You will be fired, right? So they're between the border and this now. They're setting her up. This is how I think it's going to play out. I think it's going to be the unholy trinity, right?
Well, that story about, this is just my theory, watching it play out. This story about Kamala, and it was about Kamala and her chief of staff, but her by name, talking about how they humiliate the underlings and all this stuff. That, I believe, came out from the Biden team. Because the Biden team are terrified of her coming in and taking over right now. But this is something I just recently learned about 2 weeks ago. I didn't realize how close she was with Barack Obama, Kamala Harris. She came up through the ranks under Obama. And some think in more than one way, okay, if you get my drift. And if you go back and you to when Obama was president and he got her in the Senate, and when you see video and photographs of the two of them, they look like they have chemistry to me. I see it between the two of them. And if Obama's running things, the real question about that is, does he want her to use the 25th Amendment and become president or not? What does Obama want?
This is kind of how I think it all play out, right? So she might invoke the 25th and then become president for a hot minute, but I definitely...
No, for the rest of Biden's term. It's not a hot minute. It's until the next election.
But then, then the wolves are going to circle, and by wolf, I mean Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. Right?
I don't know what you mean. If this video, and I know Joe has had cognitive problems for a long time. What happened over the weekend was the worst. It was, and Ronnie Jackson, the president, President Trump's doctor, who's now in Congress from Texas, he's been talking the last week about how Biden needs to take a cognitive test, which he would not pass. So what does what does Kamala want? Does she want the job or not? She could have it by Friday.
I think they're just setting her up. They're setting her up because
who is setting her up? Okay. All right, listen, we got a break for the bottom of the hour. When we get back, I'm going to play the audio of Biden that we're talking about, and you guys can let us know what you think. Our number, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. It's 33 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
With diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Sole Authority. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Sole Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoleauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, welcome back. A big announcement from Attorney Barry Siegel. This month, Tuesday, July the 20th, Attorney Barry Siegel, he's bringing back his workshops. And this one's going to be in Delray. I'll tell you where in just a moment. But these workshops, Steve and I have been to a dozen or more of Barry Siegel's workshops on revocable living trust, and he also discusses the Medicaid planning. Everyone I've been to, I've learned multiple things new that I've never heard before through all of his calls, through the other workshops I went through. It's just tons and tons of great information. And everyone who attends Barry Siegel's workshop will be offered a free attorney consultation. Now, you're going to hear us talk a lot about this. You want to make reservations, okay? Seating is very limited. This is Barry's first workshop since before, COVID, and seating will be limited, okay? It's Tuesday, July 20th. It's going to be in Delray Beach at the South County Civic Center. Light refreshments are going to be served as well. Give Attorney Barry Siegel's office a call. They'll give you all the details and reserve your seat. Here's the number, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, now let me play this audio of Biden. This is Biden when he's checking out. He's checking out buying ice cream or cake. He seems to like to hang out at ice cream shops all the time. It's very strange. And he's dealing with the cashier to pay for whatever he's getting, and a reporter asks him about Russia, and confused doesn't even begin to describe what happens with Biden.
Sure.
Right now, sir?
Yeah.
With the most recent hack by the Russians, would you say that this means
We're
that...
not sure it's the Russians.
Okay.
I got a brief as I was on the plane. That's why I was late getting off the plane. I got a brief and...
Okay, now at this point, he says, I got a brief. He totally blanks out. He's standing there staring, and he's lost. He's forgotten where he was going. He's lost his train of thought. He's still at the cashier's register. She's checking him out. He's got the reporter, and he complete blank stare and lost. I'll rewind just a bit.
I got a brief as I was on the plane. That's why I was late getting off the plane. I got a brief and...
There, lost.
All right.
Totally lost.
Do we know who it might be, sir?
I'll be in better shape to talk to you about it.
Lost his thought again.
I'll tell you what they sent me. Okay.
Okay, now at this point, you've heard the talk. Okay, I'll play the rest of them all. You hear the talk about the cards out of his pocket. His cards are filled with answers and information from the presidential daily briefing on the Russian hacking that's going on. He is about to hand over the cards that have his daily briefing information on. I don't know if he's going to hand the cards to the cashier or to the reporter. He stops from doing it, but he started to do it. I think the only reason he didn't do it is because he got lost again.
I'll tell you what they sent me. Okay. The idea, first of all, we're not sure who it is for certain, number one. And what I did, I directed the full resources of the government to assist in the response if we determine what else you need.
Oh, nothing. You're all set.
Okay. And the fact is that I directed the intelligence community to give me a deep dive on what's happened. and I'll know better tomorrow. And if it is either with the knowledge of and or a consequence of Russia, then I told Putin we will respond. And
You did tell him already, sir?
no, I haven't called because we're not.
Well, I think you just heard Biden. You're on TV.
Certain. The initial thinking was it was not the Russian government, but we're not sure yet. So.
Okay. That was the, and when you see the video, it's worse when you see the video because you can see the blanks. Well, and when you see the video, you can see the blank stare in the eyes where he's totally lost. And I think, by the way, he gave out classified information there at the end about Putin, possibly. And also, he said he hadn't called Putin yet. Well, he just told Putin. You're on television. That was the worst I've ever seen Biden. And I've seen him pretty bad. That was the worst. And that, I mean, that's what the 25th Amendment is for. He is not capable at all. And anyone out there, you know, they're praising Jill Biden all the time. Jill Biden's putting him out there in these situations. You know, she's responsible for it, and he's a victim of Well, who's telling her?
No one's going to tell me Jill Biden's running the government.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. Well, Obama's staff may be running like a lot of the bureaucracy through the White House, but when it comes to everyday orders directly from the president, Jill Biden is doing it. I'm telling you.
Disseminating high security information.
Oh yeah, she's running the show. She's definitely running the show, Jill Biden. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
If that's true, we're in trouble.
Well, are we better off with him in that condition, Steve, or Kamala?
The two of them fighting over who?
Yeah.
Just hard to tell.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell you, over the weekend, the Trump rally on Saturday night, which, you know, every time there's a new rally, I say this is the most amazing rally yet because, you know, everyone's better than the one before. There are about 50,000 people in Sarasota, and I've heard reports that that nearly 7 million people watched the Trump rally on Newsmax TV. Fox News did not carry the rally Saturday night on television. They did stream it on their website. The Fox News website streamed the rally, but they did not carry it on their air. Newsmax not only carried it, they sent Heather Childress, who used to be on Fox. She's with Newsmax now. They sent her to Sarasota to cover it, and she interviewed President Trump right before he went on stage. And it was one of the best interviews I'd ever seen of President Trump. It was very relevant, none of the old questions. But nearly 7 million watched the rally just on Newsmax Saturday night. That is absolutely amazing. I don't know. I wasn't watching what you saw, so I don't know. Because I didn't see, because I was in bed by the time that stuff came on after the fireworks last night. I was in bed. But the Saturday night rally, they got 7 million on Newsmax TV alone, and there were other places to find it, but that's just on Newsmax. Not only is Trump running, not only is Trump coming back in 2024, the love of him has even grown more now, because what they've done is they made him this not carrying the speeches is making him even stronger. Fox is doing him the best favor they could ever do by not carrying the speeches. Let's take one or two calls before the last break of this hour. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hi, Joel from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey.
Hello.
So I saw the Trump rally. He was totally awesome. He was really.
Oh yeah.
Which one now? Yeah. We've got
Sarasota, Florida.
So yeah, I saw it on my phone through Right Side Broadcasting. And then, and as far as, Jill Biden running the country, I don't believe that for 1 minute. Maybe she's in charge of Joe, but, all these politicians.
Well, hold on, Joe Ellen. Biden is the president, and he still has to sign off on a lot of things every day. He's not just walking around and things just happen. He still has to sign off on things, and she's the gatekeeper.
Charge of getting him to the desk to sign this stuff.
Oh, really? You think that if she didn't want him to sign something that he would still sign? I don't think so.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows who else, but...
Yeah, you know that, but I'll tell you this, though. The rally on Saturday night, the Trump rally, because it's not getting its proper coverage in the media. I was very impressed with what Newsmax did. They sent an entire crew to Sarasota. It was amazing. And that interview that Heather Childers did from Newsmax right before Trump came out on stage, I went, guys, you got to go. That was one of the best interviews I've ever seen of Trump. And it was touching on the events going on, like today, you know, in the last couple days. So it was very relevant. And nearly 7 million watched on Newsmax alone. We're at the beginning of the end of Fox News' dominance. We're at the beginning of... Newsmax is going to end up being number one. No, Newsmax is going to come in and wipe out Fox, and it's going to happen quickly if they don't make some changes. You know, and this new rally correspondent team they have over there is, it couldn't be, and they did an entire build-up prior to the rally with analysis all afternoon on Newsmax. You wouldn't, if you got your news from Fox, you wouldn't even know there was a rally. You wouldn't have even known.
Line, I was over and I was coming back from Palm Beach on Saturday night, and I was in line, and this guy walked. I had my Trump hat on. This guy walks in, and he comes up and he says, "Oh, by the looks of that hat, it looks like you think he's running again." I said, "Yes, he's running again." He says, "I'm a Lincoln Project guy."
Oh.
Get up. I says, I know all about it. So I checked out. I walked back into the store, and I said, I found him, and I said, yeah, the Lincoln Project, isn't that the guy or
You know, it was a very strange thing about a year ago, you know, because I wear my Trump shirts pretty much every day to the radio station. About a year ago, I got into the elevator after the show. It stops at the floor beneath me. A guy walks in. I'm wearing a Trump shirt, and he was wearing a Lincoln Project shirt. And we're in the elevator together, and we're just staring at each other, trying to figure each other out. You know, the Lincoln, Kellyanne Conway's husband was one of the leaders of that organization. And he was the biggest, most vocal never-Trumper there ever has been. You know, so, you know, the never-Trumpers, they're there. But this rally in Sarasota, there's a few things about it. One, of all places to have a rally in Florida, Sarasota is one of the worst places, because it's not easy to get to. There's only basically one road in and out of Sarasota. It's not centrally located in Florida, and it's out of the way. Like for me to get to Sarasota, right, I have to get on the turnpike, drive about 30 miles south, then cross the state, then I got to go north. I got to go south, west, and still 50,000. The rain, and I talked to people who were over in Tampa. One of our listeners in particular, Dee, but I've heard from others too. One of our listeners, Dee, I heard from over the weekend. She lives in the Tampa area. She and her husband got in the car to go to the rally. They had to turn around because the rain was so bad Saturday. It was zero visibility. And a lot of people who were planning on going couldn't because the rain was so heavy over there, and still he had 50,000. And then, so you got a bad location, only one road in or out of the town. You've got the rain keeping people from getting there the day of. Then the people that were there were in very heavy, and you know what the Florida tropical rains are like. It's like, you know, heavy rains for 3 hours prior to the event, and not one person left the rally during the rainstorm that went on for 3 nonstop hours out at those fairgrounds. That was an amazing happening. I was afraid the weather was going to get it called off because of the lightning. You know, because Florida has more lightning strikes than any other state in the country, and it was outdoors, and I thought they're gonna use the lightning to call it off, and they didn't. But that, I mean, there was a lot of dedication that went into the people that went to that Sarasota rally, and none of that is being talked about in the news. But there has never been. Yeah, but the mainstream media didn't even carry the rally. So the mainstream media, their viewers, they're doing this tree fall in the woods and no one there to hear it. Did it have, you know, on Fox and elsewhere? The significance of this rally in Sarasota, this may have been the most significant of all of Trump's rallies because of the difficulty in getting there and staying there was.
One, the conflict and confusion over what everybody was watching, because there were a bunch of speeches floating around out there, all very exceptional from what I'm hearing. I wouldn't be surprised if you got,
One American News. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Listen, we're going to take our last break of the second hour, and we'll be back. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Steve is here. We'll take that break and be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, now, Mike Lindell has a rally coming up later this month, which when we get more specifics, we'll tell you about it. But I want to tell you about Mike Lindell's mattress topper, which I have. And this mattress topper comes with an incredible deal with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, and you get 2 free premium MyPillows. I ordered this mattress topper myself back in April, and people keep asking me, all of these MyPillow products that you hear us talk about, we buy them. We buy them with the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E at checkout, just like you guys. And the deals are incredible. But I want to tell you guys about the mattress topper in particular. I've got a pretty new mattress, and the reason we got the mattress topper, my wife was having back problems. Every morning she was waking up and her back was bothering her. We ordered the mattress topper. We put it on Saturday night. We woke up Sunday morning and her back problem was gone. And it has not returned. Okay? Now that's her experience, and I'm just sharing with you our personal experience with it. But that's how good it is. And this morning when my alarm went off, I tell you guys about this a lot. It's amazing. Since I've had the mattress topper, I've felt a lot better because I'm getting a full night's sleep each and every night. And the reason is I sleep the whole night through with the MyPillow mattress topper. I wake up when the alarm goes off, which I never have done. Prior to having the MyPillow mattress topper, I never woke up when the alarm went off. I always woke up long before. And since I've been sleeping on the MyPillow mattress topper, I've been waking up not until the alarm goes off each and every morning. So I've been getting full rested night's sleep, and I can tell the difference in my own mental and physical health getting that night's sleep. Now, it comes in all sizes from twin all the way, and there's sizes I've never even heard of before. Twin XL, full, queen, RV queen. I don't know what an RV queen is, but it comes in that size. King, California king, and here's something I've never heard of either. Split king, whatever that is. I mean, I know what a split bed is. I guess I can figure it out, but regardless of the bed size, there's a mattress topper for it. And again, with the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, 30% off and 2 free premium MyPillows at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, 800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. Okay, now, Campus Reform, which is this conservative group of college students, went to college students in D.C. that went to both American University, which is where National Public Radio broadcasts from, and Georgetown students, and asked them if they're proud to be Americans for Independence Day. And let me play some of this to you.
Are you proud to be an American? No, I feel embarrassed to be an American every day. I think a lot of things about this country are really embarrassing. Just like, I mean, racist history, colonization, even currently, just what's...
Where are these American colonies that they're always talking about? We were the colonies, right? We're not,
What's going on with politics and the cops?
Not really in this climate. No, like, I'm a black person, so obviously I've experienced a lot of, there's like oppression that comes with that.
Really, at Georgetown University, as a liberal Georgetown, she's dealing with oppression as a black person?
What that's about?
I guess liberals are racist at Georgetown.
Not most of the time. I think sometimes it's just a little embarrassing. We claim to, like, support everyone, but we continue to support Israel, which is,
Oh, anti-Semitism. There we go. Oh, yeah, but we continue to support the Jews.
Locating quite a few Palestinian people, and that's, it's sad. I don't know.
No. Be proud of what? And what is there to be proud about if you're black and being, because it's just like, it's still a lot of stuff that goes on for black people.
I think that's a complicated question for me. I think I think most of the time, no. At least over like the past 4 years, it's been tricky to, love to be an American.
Halfsies on that.
Like, partly, because, like, I feel like there's certain topics where it's, like, very controversial, but, like, I don't know. I just think that our economy just cares about money and not, like, they're humans, like, in general.
I wouldn't...
Now, this girl in particular is funny. The one that says the economy only cares about money, she's in Georgetown, and she has a shopping bag. I don't know what's in the shopping bag, but it's in Georgetown, so you know it's expensive, but we're only about money.
I wouldn't say that I am as proud as I was, but I would still say there's a little bit of country pride.
Do you think that America is the greatest country in this world? I think, to be a white person, it's pretty good to live here, but, like, overall, I don't think it's the greatest country in the world. No.
I feel like the American dream is so sought after that it's not even a thing anymore.
I don't even really think there is an American dream really anymore. I would honestly rather kind of live somewhere else. I don't know. I'd say that it's like the greatest in like the Olympics. Go Olympics. I don't know. America's not really known for being like the most hospitable place, even though we have a reputation like where it's like you can come here and do what you want to be what you want to be, and do what you want to do. It's not really the most welcoming to most people.
Can you name a country that's more welcoming than the United States?
Ooh, not really. I don't really know that. I don't really have that much information.
Can you name a better country than the United States in your opinion?
I'm not sure if I can.
I don't think I can.
There's probably a really tiny European country that
I can't name.
Thriving. Ooh.
If there is a tiny European country that's perfect, in her mind, it has no black people in it because it's Europe.
Good question. Europe?
Europe's not a country.
You get what I'm saying.
Have you ever considered moving to another country? Oh, absolutely. I think I had joked about it. Joked, but was, fully serious. Like, oh, I'm going to move to Canada.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that likes to help people, so I would actually consider going to someplace like with more poverty.
Yeah, probably. Would you be willing to give up your U.S. citizenship?
Yeah. It's not that necessary. I can still take vacations here. Definitely, yeah, 100%. Actually, yeah.
Would you say that a college has helped shape your perception of being not proud to be an American?
I would say yeah, because I went to an HBCU, so yeah, definitely.
Yes, absolutely. I went to American, which is an extremely, liberal bubble school, so I know it's kind of, lots of liberals just preaching to the choir, but I think I learned a lot that I'm from Georgia, and I would have never learned if I had not taken those classes, just about the way the justice system works and zoning laws and everything else. So I think college opened my eyes to a lot of these things.
Wow, there you go. So save up your money all your life to send your kids to college to get brainwashed. And the student that was complaining that we support Israel, I bet you the professor that brainwashed her about the evils of Israel is a Jew at the university. I would bet anything on it. Oh my goodness. That's You know, the thing about this, because I know people say, oh, that's just college kids. See, this critical race theory, they used to just do the brainwashing at the liberal universities. What the critical race theory is about is doing that college-like brainwashing starting in grade school all the way through high school, so they're brainwashed before they even get to college. You know what I mean? They want their whole education to be that kind of education. And the girl from Campus Reform that did the interview, she's a college-age girl. She asked very good, I like her follow-ups. Well, what country is welcoming? Would you know, where would you rather live than America? And that was, you never hear that question asked, so she's pretty sophisticated. I'm sure she probably went to Hillsdale, you know. All right, let's take our break for the top. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take our break for the top of the hour and be back with the third and final hour of the Monday, July the 5th edition of Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. We'll be right back.
Told you need a health test. What are you going to have to pay? Health tests can be very expensive. If you go to your doctor's office or one of the big labs, it can cost you hundreds of dollars. Sometimes I haven't had lab tests because of the cost. Then I discovered Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs' goal is to get you all the lab tests you need, save you money, and get you in and out in 15 minutes or less. At Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs, you never need an appointment, no doctor's order, or prescription needed either. You can walk right in and have any of their thousands of lab tests done for just a fraction of the price the big labs or your doctor's office charge. Give them a call, 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983.
Steve Kane Show.
Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is
Hold
located on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Private and affordable lab testing. 954-906-5983.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
The Steve Kane 2022 MAGA Cruise is a go. Leaving January 21st on the Celebrity Equinox out of Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. Join Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig, for 9 nights cruising the Caribbean. We will stop in Grand Cayman Island, Bonaire, Curacao, and Aruba. Reserve your cabin right now and call Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's GO-KANE-1.
All right, 4 minutes after the hour, our third hour has begun. Steve is here. I'm Brian. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. You know, an hour ago, at the top of the last hour, I looked behind me as the hour opened at 7, and it was a beautiful sunny morning outside, and I just looked behind me a moment ago, and the rain, it's black outside now. The rain clouds are overhead. They're going for as far as the eye can see, came in over the ocean. You want to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. Take advantage of that free roof inspection. I know a lot of people say, well, if I need a new roof, the hurricane will tell me. Yeah, you want to be in a house when you lose the roof during a hurricane, you're out of your mind. I know people this has happened to. It is dangerous, it is not safe, and you will be you'll be huddled together somewhere praying. Call Tom Laporta. He'll do a completely free inspection. You'll have no worry during the hurricane after that. His number rings directly to his cell phone. He's a good MAGA guy. His number, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. His website, LaportaContracting.com, and of course with all of our sponsors listed at SteveKaneShow.com. All right, you want to go to the phones, Steve? Yes. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1 is our number. We brought up a lot of topics so far this morning. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian and Steve. How are you guys? Listen, I listened.
Good. How are you today?
Finding yourself, Steve.
Excellent.
Listen, good. I listened to that conversation a few moments ago, enough to know I am glad to be living in Florida. I am glad to have the governor that I do have, Ron DeSantis, who understands the meaning of teaching civics and teaching real social studies in the schools. These people don't even. As she was going back and forth with these two girls, it sounds like it was two.
No, there were more than two. There were a whole bunch of them. They're liberal girls. They all sound the same, I guess.
Okay, Brian. They don't even know how to talk the English language. Let alone know about American.
Wait a minute. They're going to Georgetown University. That's one of the elite schools.
We are in trouble in the future. If I listen to that, we are in some serious trouble. They can't even speak the English language correctly. They don't know anything about other countries. You know, I was talking to someone recently, and they were saying they were talking about living in parts of Africa, and how if you are a Christian, how you will end up martyred, and about Islam as we know it. And I tell you, the ignorance with which they display.
Well, I'll tell you, we had Steve and I had a friend who used to be a regular guest on this program who went to Africa. You're a longtime listener. Do you remember Ronald X, Rolanda?
I've heard of him.
Okay, we used to have a guest on the Steve Kane Show years ago who went by the name Ronald X. He's black and a member of the Nation of Islam, and his dream was always to go to Africa. And he came into some money through some lawsuit or something, and he took all of his money and he went to Africa and bought a chicken farm. And do you know what he found that he could not do with his eggs and his chickens, Rolanda? No one. The locals in Africa, the Africans. This guy's black as black top. He was very dark skinned, as dark skinned as you can get, right? No one would buy his chickens or his eggs because it was so. They would only do business with members of their tribes, and his tribe is America. He might as well have been a white guy over there trying to sell his chickens. And he called, and Steve gets emergency calls from his son trying to borrow money to fly him back. And even then, Ronald had this story that Steve owed him money to pay. He never paid him for his guest appearances on the Steve Kane Show. Yeah, so he didn't even say, "Could you help me? I'm screwed." He was like, "You owe me money." And I don't know if he made it out of Africa or not. I don't know where Ronald X is today, if he's in Florida or if he never made it back. But that was terrible.
Brian, listening at what I just heard a few moments ago. The future of America is in some serious trouble.
Oh yeah.
I mean, serious. Not only are we, can we not, speak as we should English-wise, but we can't even, we're not even coherent when it comes to policy. I mean, not only that, they're anti-Semitic. I mean, this is some scary stuff that we're dealing with.
Oh yeah. Well, this, and I want to also throw this out. This is very important about the Trump rally on Saturday night. Governor Ron DeSantis was not there, and the reason he was not there is he was told not to be there by President Trump not because there's a division between the two of them, which is this fake narrative. President Trump asked Ron DeSantis not to come to the rally because we've got the hurricane coming to Florida, and we got the Surfside building in Miami, and he's smart enough to know what these lowlives in the media would do if he went to a rally with these two things going on. But that doesn't stop the media from going with this false lie of a narrative that there's a divide between the two of them.
Exactly, and they want to try to step it up. But here's another thing, Brian, and I was listening at you talking about our vice president. She had a reputation for not being a person you wanted to work with way back during the time she was a prosecutor in L.A. And not just that, even her Senate office, they were saying, interns, people who wanted to intern in the Senate office, it was not advised to go into her office to do intern work because she was known to be capricious. She was known to be humiliating.
Nice word.
Yes, our so-called vice president. And now I think the Democratic Party, and rightly so, are looking around to see who else they could choose because.
Well, it's a little late to be choosing a new.
Well, Verlanda, this is the thing with Kamala Harris, okay? Everything Kamala Harris has done is a stepping stone to the next office, and she's done some of the worst things that a woman can do for these stepping stones. So right now, with this new audio from the weekend, Joe Biden, worse than I've ever seen him before. At both the rope line, the audio is not clear enough for me to play on the radio. If you find the rope line video online, though, they put subtitles on it. And when you see it, it makes more sense when he says, "What am I doing here?" at the rope line. He didn't know. Kamala, when Kamala has, there's no way that Kamala has done the things that she's done to get where she is, that she's not angling for the 25th Amendment right now.
Yeah, no. But see, here's the problem, Brian. She didn't qualify. There is no, I was telling somebody recently, I said, no wonder the president of Guatemala almost cursed her out if he didn't do it. Because, to be honest with you, since she's such a feminist, she did what is akin to somebody going to an abuser, and they're asking, well, why are all these people coming here? CIA, we've got a State Department, we have an FBI. If she needed a dossier or whatever, she didn't have to waste jet fuel. And what happened?
Well, what she did when she went to El Paso, she was heading back home to her house in California, and they took a pit stop at El Paso. It was on the way. She was really going to her house. But the thing is with Kamala, Verlanda, she is a very scary and dangerous person. And I personally believe we're better off with checked out Biden than her.
You're going to probably find later on she is on something.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Hey, listen, Verlanda, take care. Yeah, let's talk about what we know and not space. Now, I wanted to just mention something here because I know there's been a lot of reporting over the weekend, and it is an important story. This thing with Facebook. Have you seen this story, Steve, about the extremist thing they're doing on Facebook? Okay, people that use Facebook are getting messages from Facebook on what to do if someone they're in contact with on Facebook is either an extremist or looks as if they're being turned into an extremist, like being recruited and brainwashed into being an extremist. And the problem is, they're not talking about, okay, does someone look like they're being radicalized by Al-Qaeda? That would be concerning, right? What they're talking about is, when they say extremist, they mean MAGA. Yeah, they mean a Trump supporter is extremist. So Facebook, see, this is in cooperation with what's going on with their lie narrative about the Capitol breach. New York Times did a documentary on the Capitol breach that came out over the weekend, and of course they make it like it's a MAGA event. But this thing with Facebook, each day you see another step being made to declare the MAGA movement an extremist hate group and domestic terrorist organization. And what's stopping them from doing it, in large part, is Tucker Carlson's reporting on what really happened at the Capitol breach. Brian Stelter on CNN over the weekend had a segment on Tucker Carlson. He asked the question, is Tucker Carlson the next Alex Jones? Is he the new Alex Jones? So they're really targeting Tucker Carlson, right? He exposed last week that they're going into his emails and his text and things like this. Now you got Brian Stelter after him on CNN, which is a confirmation that everything he's saying is true. That's why they're not dealing with it, and they're trying to find other ways to disappear Tucker Carlson. But this Facebook thing is not a joke. Labeling MAGA people as extremists, they wouldn't let you do that to Islamic terrorists back during the early days after 9/11, you know, and you wouldn't be able to do such things, but now they are. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. We're going to take our first break of the last hour of today's show. I'm Brian. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back after this.
Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
This man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car, it's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. Any lab tests now of Boca offer more than just lab work. They also have B12 injections available. B12 injections promote weight loss, increase energy, reduce stress, promote healthy skin, improve sleep, increase metabolism, fight heart disease, improve memory, and improve mood. B12 injections at any lab test now at Boca Raton, like their lab test, are priced low. 5 injections for just $69. Other places in town charge $349 for 3 injections, so that is a huge savings. Any lab test now at Boca Raton is located at 23016 Sandalfoot Plaza on the east side of 441, just a few doors down from Western Beef. If you have any questions, call 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Any lab tests now of Boca Raton. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Hi guys, it's Dr. Matez. Now that I've joined the Buyer Station West Delray, we're not just about making you feel good, they're all about making you look good too. Our practitioners are well trained and experienced in the use of Botox, fillers, platelet-rich plasma, microneedling lasers, as well as
I don't know why.
Out there. We even have a Miami plastic surgeon
It's
available
scary.
for the big jobs. We can now make you look good to match the way we make you feel. So if you want to feel good and look good, call us at Buyer Station West Delray at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893. And for a limited time only, if you're a Steve Kane listener, 10% off all cosmetic services. And if you happen to be a Steve Kane cruiser, we're going to give you another 10%. That's 20% off all cosmetic services leading up to the Steve Kane cruise.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All righty, 18 minutes after the hour, Steve is here. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show. We are back. I was just reading on the Fox News website. They have a story on Alan West running for governor of Texas against Greg Abbott. And I know a lot of people say that he's a rhino, and maybe he is. But but what he's been doing on the southern border and some of these other things, I love Alan West, and I'm not going to criticize Alan West at all, but I'm a little unclear as... What, really? What? What's your problem with Alan West? Oh, that thing? Oh, I forgot about that thing. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I don't know if we want to tell that story. It would sound petty. Yeah, okay. Now, okay. Okay, I will take that back a little bit. There was okay, I'd forgotten about that one thing.
Look at you. Take half of it.
I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not going to criticize Alan West today, but I'd forgotten the thing you're talking about. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that he got some bad advice from somebody. Yeah, with that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I forgot about that. Okay, next up. No, maybe one day. It's not that bad of a thing, but it's a thing. That was more about somebody who had his ear that doesn't like the two of us. No, I forgot about that. No, that's true. Yeah. No, well, the thing with Alan West, okay, is what I remember very clearly about Alan West in Florida, other than this other thing that I did forget about that Steve's referencing, and it's not a scandal, I don't want people to think it's a scandal we're covering up. There was something with us and Alan West about something that I'm not going to get into now because Yeah, I'm starting to remember more of it as we're talking. Well, no, you brought it up. But here's the thing, though, about the Republican establishment and Alan West when he was in Congress here. And anyone that Steve and I came into contact with who was part, and this was before Trump came down the escalator, this has been a long time ago, anyone that was on any political campaign or held any office that was a Republican, and Steve and I would meet with them, they would always say to us, they would always fish to see if we were on Team Alan West or not. And they would say, what do you think about Alan West? A lot of people, and one person from someone's staff, all this coded stuff. We had one of our, some conversations are in confidence. We had a meeting at Wings Plus in Coral Springs, we had lunch in the private room with some political people. And finally, one of them told us why the Republican establishment did not like Alan West, and it was so bizarre. Many people in the Republican establishment felt that Alan West had gotten promoted through the Republican Party too fast, and that there were other more deserving people that should be getting all the glory, not Alan West. And that's why the Republicans ran him out of Congress, and they were always after him. But this run in Texas, I don't know enough about Texas state politics to know what kind of chance he's got. But I know that Trump had a town hall meeting with Governor Greg Abbott last week, and I consider that to be an endorsement. So I don't know what's going on out there in Texas. Yeah. Well, if any of you know what's going on in Texas with Alan West, I'd love to hear from you, because Trump seems to be an Abbott guy. And DeSantis as well seems to be an Abbott guy. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
How you doing? This is Augustino.
Hey, Augustino.
Please, I hope.
Isn't it over?
No, we're not going to get the hurricane exactly where we're at. We're going to get bad rains. We're out of the cone of concern for the actual storm.
I want to ask you a question. Why is, Donald Trump, he lives not far from you guys. Okay, he goes on Bongino, he goes on that Clay Travis and all these other shows. Why can't he come on?
Oh, he can. Mr. President, you're invited anytime without notice.
Hoping he'd be, because you guys are the best.
I'll tell you one thing, Agostino, though. We would love to have President Trump here. We do know that he listens to the show, as do others around him, because Mar-a-Lago is in our radius of our radio station. But this is what I'd like to ask you, though. This is a serious question. If Donald Trump came in the studio, okay, which we'd love to do. Don't get me wrong. If President Trump comes in the studio, I would probably not even be able to speak. But what could we ask him? Would freak him out. Yeah, well, but Agostino, I'm serious though about the question. What could we ask President Trump that he hasn't been asked 100 times before? Well, I'm asking you. No, I'm not like trying to attack you or anything. I'm just trying to ask. Okay.
What?
Oh, yes. Augustine. Well, he's asked that every day. I think he is, but he has. See, the reason he won't say. He said he made up his mind. No, he did not. That was not. Okay. Well, he has not said he's running in 2024 yet, because yeah. No, he did not. No, he did not. No, he said to Hannity the other day, he's made up his mind what he's doing, but he didn't say what he's doing. And there's a reason why. Because the moment he says, yes, I'm running, he has to adhere to all the campaign finance laws and regulations. And right now he doesn't. So that's why he doesn't have like an official... I think he said yes in other ways. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But it's a tough interview to do. Like, I remember, one of the biggest things that ever happened in radio was the O.J. Simpson murder trial. And I remember you had Fred Goldman on. Remember, his son was murdered by O.J. people. Been asked before, and that's a struggle. But I'll tell you this though, Heather Childers at Newsmax did an interview with Trump, and it was really, really good. She did some real outside the box thinking, and did not ask him the standard questions that have been asked 150 times in the last couple of weeks. But our number is toll-free 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. And when we get back, there's a lot more to talk about. Don't go anywhere. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. On the radio since 1977. We are here live. It is Monday, the 5th of July. We'll be right back.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. This is Brian Craig. I'm in studio with Debbie from I Will Advisors. She has an incredible new service to tell you about called I Will Advocates. Debbie, what is I Will Advocates and how are you helping seniors?
Well, Brian, over the past few years of owning a Medicare insurance agency, we've learned that there's a huge need for Medicare advocacy, that a lot of people don't have a child or a spouse that can assist them with their medical needs, and that's where we step in.
There's a lot of things that seniors need help with. Prescriptions, doctor's appointments, things like this. How do you help them with that?
If you're having a problem at the doctor's office, having problems scheduling an appointment in a timely manner, we can step in. If you're having issues at the pharmacy, having problems refilling a prescription, or feel that you're being mischarged for something, you can contact us and we will step in. Even if you're at the hospital and you feel like you're being neglected, we'll be there for you at a touch of a button, whether it's to call the nurse's station or assist in any other way.
So if someone's in the hospital, they feel they're not getting the care that they need, they haven't seen their doctor, they haven't seen their nurse, they can actually call you and you'll contact the hospital for them?
Absolutely. We act as your family. We'll step up, we'll call the nurse's station and ask for some assistance. If we can't get anything done there, we'll go to the higher levels.
Now, this is a service that you're offering. Now, they do not have to be an existing client of I Will Advisors to take advantage of this, right?
Oh, of course not. No, we're here for any Medicare client. We can assist in any way. We don't need to be your insurance agent. We're just here to help you with your medical needs.
This is an incredible opportunity for those of you who are Medicare recipients. Debbie at I Will Advocates will help you with your prescriptions. You'll set up doctor's appointments for them, including the primary care physician and specialist, right?
Of course. We'll assist in anything to help you find new doctors.
They'll help you with your medical billing. They'll help you with your insurance
billing. If you feel you've been billed wrong by your doctor, they'll step in for that and even help you if you're in the hospital. Basically, what you're offering is a concierge service to senior citizens.
That's exactly it.
That's amazing. I've never heard of anything like this before. So how much does this cost?
Well, for just $20 a month, you will have the security of knowing that you have an experienced, compassionate advocate just a touch of a button away.
To learn more, call Debbie's office. The number 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Or go online. You can sign up online at iwilladvocates.com. That's iwilladvocates.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search.
All right, we are back 31 minutes after the hour. I just was reading online, because President Trump, the other day said, who shot Ashley Babbitt? And it looks like the name was mentioned a few months ago in a House hearing by mistake. And the name was of the same guy who is a black lieutenant in the Capitol Police, and he's most known for leaving his gun in the men's room unattended. Was named as the shooter by this guy by mistake. But this thing with Ashley Babbitt, and this question, who shot Ashley Babbitt? I've never seen an incident where there's a police-involved shooting where they protect the officer's identity, right? I mean, look, they got Chauvin in prison, and these other ones.
It was an accident.
It wasn't an accident that he shot her, Ashley Babbitt. He shot her when she was going towards the window. No, No, it was not an accident. The Ashley Babbitt shooting on the Capitol breach was on purpose. She was going through the broken window, and you see the gun, and the officer's hand pointed, and it shoots. It was not an accident. And I've never seen an incident where the media protect. No, he wasn't. He has no. But no. And maybe he shouldn't be, or maybe he should, I don't know. But I've never seen an incident where the media protect the identity of a police officer. And there's a reason why they're protecting the... Why would the media protect the officer's name? What's that got to do with it? Oh, he's not like a regular cop. He's like part of the deep state police. Yeah. Well, why do you think they're covering up his name? There's a reason why they don't want... There's something about the officer in question that they don't want the public to know about. I'm not talking about whether the shoot was good or bad. Well, if he's the guy who left his gun in the bathroom unattended, he's not a great cop. Wookie, thanks for the $20 super chat.
Nancy Pelosi's going to carry.
Oh, well, that'll be sure to get to nowhere. Then if she's carrying, we'll never find out what happened if she's running the...
She's the one who's pushing for this.
No, the hearing. Yeah, I don't think so. She's pushing for a House investigation, but she doesn't want. But she's not pushing for real answers. It's a showboat. It's a propaganda hearing. Yeah. They've already the conclusion has already been reached that Trump is behind the whole thing, and they're just going to make sure that the hearing fits that narrative. And having Liz Cheney as the Republican leader of this, Kevin McCarthy should be, if he were real and not a never-Trumper like I believe Kevin McCarthy is, he would be screaming at the top of his lungs to stop Liz Cheney being the top Republican on that committee, because she hates Trump too, and her conclusion is that, she said it, that Trump's responsible for the breach. She said it more than once, Liz Cheney. So she has no business leading this on the Republican side of things either. But the purpose of the hearing is not to find out what happened. It's to cover up what happened.
Exactly.
But anytime there's something in particular about the officer that they don't want the public to know about, because it would probably discredit the officer. He's probably got like a lot of people, he's probably got a record of some types that. Well, no, we got his name. They've leaked out a possible name, and he's a guy that's left his gun unattended in the past. If it's that guy. He looked to me you couldn't see his face. I could only see his hand, the gun, but it looked like a nervous hand. You know, I mean, he looked scared. You know, it looks scared. I'm not defending Ashley Babbitt or anything. She should not have been there, and you don't climb through federal building windows and hallways and things like this. I'm not defending her. I just find the media, they're very selective. You know, with things like Derek Chauvin, you learn everything about everybody that's ever come in contact with the guy. And on this one, all right,
Now I have it in my head.
Yeah. She's technically in charge of them. Yes, yeah. Yes. The Pelosi's police. Good morning. You're on the radio. Hey, Troy.
Hey, I have a question for the President Trump.
Okay. That's not true. Not true. No. It happened. It happened with Ford. Ford became president, and then he, I forget who he picked, but he nominated somebody. She would pick someone to nominate, like you would for a cabinet position, and there's a confirmation process they go through. No, Nancy Pelosi would not be vice president. Yeah, Kamala would handpick. She would handpick her vice president. It would not be Pelosi.
Question: who would he endorse as either a president or for the new speaker?
Himself. He's talking about Trump. No, if we had Trump in studio, he's trying to think of a question we could ask that no one's asked him before. Yeah, that's a lousy question. I wouldn't embarrass myself in front of the president with that question of yours. I wouldn't even put you on. I wouldn't let you embarrass the show by getting on the air to ask President Trump that question.
You hurt me now.
Well, it was weak. It was Bill.
He's just teasing.
Just a thought.
No, I'm not.
What I think, where I'm really going is obviously the country's got a lot of broken parts to it, and
I like the way you put that.
And it's because people are running around intentionally breaking things.
Well, let me tell you what I would talk to him about. I mean, I would if honestly, if we had Trump in studio, we would talk about what's going on in the news this week, and I wouldn't do much talking at all. I would just let him talk. But there's a thing about though. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I know, and worked, and he dug ditches all day, worked on the roof, and then did the show every day too. Oh my goodness, he's just an all-American, and he had a paper route.
On the air, shut up and let him talk.
Yeah, but so if we had him in studio, we would say nothing but hello, the president is here, and let him talk. I mean, that's what you do with Trump. You don't talk. You let him talk. But here's
a real talk show instead of an insecure.
Yeah, with a small penis like Hannity, who at the town hall last. Well, because if you watch the town hall last week that Hannity had, they brought Trump. Hannity came in and did. I timed it. I couldn't believe he did a 7-minute introduction, repeating everything we've already known and heard him. He did his lessons that he does, and he brings Trump out live, and the crowd goes nuts. And then he looks at the crowd and complains that they didn't give him a welcoming like that. And every time in that town hall, Hannity talked, he always referenced himself first before. He's got ego problems, and Yeah, third rate. I mean, I know he makes 50-some million a year, but that was but the thing. There's one thing though that with Trump though that if I would not mind talking to him about. See, I think when everything there were two things that happened with Trump that caused everything to fall apart.
Slowly, and
to get us till 9.
No, hold on, whoa. And if the president is listening, President Trump is listening by any chance.
Yeah. Well, there's actually 3 things that I would talk to Trump about that I think resulted in everything that's happened. I think that the biggest thing he did, that the first thing he did that turned them against him, I'm talking about turning, I'm talking about the deep state and all the phony investigations. After he won the election and he was president-elect, he had a meeting with Obama. And I've heard President Trump did that. Obama said, you can hire whoever you want except one person. Do you know who that was, caller?
I have no idea.
General Flynn. Obama told him in that meeting at the White House. Obama was still president. Trump was president-elect. He said you can, and Obama said you can hire anyone you want except General Flynn. And Trump left the meeting and hired General Flynn like that day. And that's when that was the first thing that happened when they started the plot against Trump that led to Mueller. Now, the second thing that happened, and I don't remember which happened first, okay? These two things, they happened close. They happened during the president-elect phase. I would love to hear the story of when Comey went to Trump Tower and threw the phony dossier on President Trump's desk and said, we can either investigate this or it can go away, wink, wink, and which was when they tried to, that was extortion. I'd like to hear him tell that story. And then the thing that he did that I think got him in the most trouble with these never-Trumpers and the establishment, and I'd like to hear his thoughts on this, was the equalization of the import-export taxes, in particular with China. When he equalized all of that, the trade deficits, that's when they really said, we got to stop them. That was because the donors are with those multinational corporations, and their whole business plans are built around those unequal trade balances. That's their whole business model is planned around those, and he turned the world upside down. But those are the 3 things that, and I know it seems strange, but those are the 3 things that caused them to go after him the most, were those 3 things I mentioned. Yeah. Yeah.
We need better control of the actual states with Republicans instead of all these purple. We need to do a more red states.
Well, the problem with that are the big cities. I mean, here in Florida, we're in Ron DeSantis's Florida, but we've got what? We got Miami. Now, Dade County went to Trump, but it was not an easy thing to do. You got too many, so you got these, you look at the county by county maps, even in Florida, and where the big cities are is where you got, around the country is where you've got Democrats. The cities are the problem. All right, hey, take care, man. I want to tell everyone, we're going to break and be back with the Gold Report, but first, and I know a lot of you did this over 4th of July, Wings Plus in Coral Springs, the Sample Road location. Steve and I have been eating there for over a decade. They have the best wings you've had anywhere. They have much more than wings, homemade soups, homemade salads, overstuffed boar's head sandwiches, the best hamburgers you will eat anywhere. But I'm very partial to the wings. It is Wings Plus, and they have I don't know how many different flavors of wings. Oh yeah, especially the clam chowder, which I still have not had. I'm going to have that next time. I'm going to have it next time as an appetizer before my wings. They have, I don't know how many different wing flavors over there. I've had most of them, and man, they're so good. My favorite are the medium hot wings. Steve's favorite are the lemon pepper wings. But they're open, of course, to dine in for lunch and dinner, as well as take out. The Wings Plus Sample Road location is located on Sample Road in Coral Springs, about a mile west of University Drive, on the south side of Sample Road in Coral Springs. When you stop in, tell Brian, the owner, that you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. We'll take our break and be back with the Gold Report right after this.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beat. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
Hello? Hey, oh, gotcha, good. Yeah, your store's closed today, right? Okay, good. Okay, hold on.
Richard Pearl tells it like it is. No topic is off limits. This is talk radio like it should be. You've known him as a master of nutraceuticals. Now, listen to Richard Pearl as you've never heard him before. Richard Pearl on Politics. High noon weekdays on this radio station. Be there.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
That everybody looks forward to on the Steve Kane Show each day.
Make sure you guys follow me on Gitter. Real Brian Craig on Gitter, okay? Real Brian Craig.
Followed his
$1 the ounce. Silver just up 2 cents at $26.45. Platinum up $7 at $1,091, and palladium up $30 at $2,754. Should be very light trading today, short market with the added holiday of Monday. So we will also be closed today, but we'll open normal hours tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So, no.
Well, you'll have to do it tomorrow. Yeah, well, tomorrow William Henry will be open up at normal hours at 10 a.m., and you guys can stop right in, located right here in Boca Raton. The address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca. The number over there is 800-327-5010, and online, williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care, take care. I just saw this headline. Okay, so they're demolish the building. Okay, down there. They say search crews return to Florida condo site after demolitions as officials acknowledge dimmer outlook. Well, how the hell could anybody be left alive if after they demolish the rest of the building? I mean, what a dumb headline that is. The rescue effort resumes.
They have chosen to market this.
Oh, screw up, yeah.
Set it up that way.
Yeah, I saw a story over the weekend there, and I heard this mentioned a week ago, and I'm hearing it more now. They're blaming the swimming pool. They're saying the swimming pool. Yeah.
The water came through the bottom.
Yeah.
Undid.
I'm surprised more of these things don't happen. I mean, some of these buildings are so high right on the ocean. They're always scary to me.
We'd be so old.
Oh yeah, yeah, and a lot of the buildings on that street are very old. Yeah, no, it's oh my goodness, it is a terrible tragedy. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So anyway, our number 1-888 go Kane 1-888-465-2631. You know, we talked about this on Friday's show, and it launched over the weekend. The official launch was yesterday. President Trump's new social media app called Getter has really taken off with very few hitches. There were some liberals that did a hack of the Trump social media site over the weekend, but it was quickly handled and taken care of. Some hackers got in and took over some of the accounts for some of the big name people over there, and put some anti-Israeli things on them. But it's really gone off without a hitch. I am shocked. It's called, and I know Trump is not yet on his social media app, and there's two reasons why that is. One, if he went on there, there would be so much activity, it would crash the site. They wouldn't be able to handle the activity. So once it settles down, I expect him to go there. I did hear over the weekend they have his name, Real Donald Trump, reserved for him. And the other thing is, I'm not so sure these tech app stores would let the Getter app in if Trump was a member of it right now. There might have been some thought on that too. But the Trump social media platform is taking off like wildfire, and with relatively few problems, especially for something that's under attack so much. Donald Trump always does everything perfect, you know, so this is another example of it. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Yes, caller. In January. Yeah, in January. The end of January. My wife cannot travel outside of the country. She's disabled. She has a heart and lung illness, and she's on oxygen. Yeah? You want to turn up the radio to hear how it sounds? Who says I leave her home alone? My wife cannot travel out of the country. Like the first time I answered it. And who says I leave her home alone? I think it's already been spoiled. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That guy called on Friday, too, and he's really quickly moving into stalker territory and is really creepy to me. And I don't know, you know, I've had stalkers over the years that have had various levels of contact with me. Sometimes they show up and things happen. And I don't know what it is about me. Out of all the stalkers I've had, none of them have been a female, only men. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if you want to deal with that, but certainly not on the air.
Now I might have to go to see Dr. Lemaski and have some therapy. Why are all of my stalkers men? And I'll tell you another thing about my stalkers. No matter, because I started doing this when I was young, and I'm not as young as I used to be, but obviously because we're all getting older. But my stalkers not only have always been men, regardless of what age I have been, they're always older than me. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I was 20, I guess, well, it depends on how old you are, you know. But like when I was 20, my male stalkers were like the age I am now. And now that I, you know, had the big birthday, now they're like, you know, your age, Steve. Hey, you know, I guess we're doing something right if people are having sexual fantasies about us, right? I mean, that's, at least there's something right in that. But I wish women would you know, have sexual fantasies of me. Not that I would act out on them, but, you know, other than dirty old men all the time. You know, it's just, I don't know. You know, like, I'm sure that everybody, you know, like these national guys like Hannity and stuff, they have stalkers too. Do you think, like, all of Hannity's and Beck's stalkers are men too? Is it a thing about talk radio, or is it just me? I attract old gay guys. It's me. It's me. What am I doing to attract these old, creepy gay men? Not that there's anything wrong with being gay, but I'm just, you know, but I just, you know, all the play Misties for me are men. There's no ladies. I just don't, I mean, you've had problems with people. I don't know. Have you had problems with women? Has it been men in your case? You've had problems with people over the years. I think it's been men with you too.
What were you thinking?
I can't say on the air. I had a problem with one stalker that was really bad, and every time I would say something on the radio, they thought I was talking directly to them. You know, no matter, I could go to a caller and they would think it was a shout out to them. It was, anyway, let's talk to Richard Pearl, the host of Richard Pearl on Politics. And even if today was the 4th of July, which it's not, but if it was, Richard Pearl would be on live because this man works 365 days a year. Richard Pearl, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I would have been on if it was the 4th of July.
No doubt.
And we would have gone in the history of America on a very happy and proud note. We're going to talk today a little bit about why there's this emphasis on destroying everything in our culture. Even Captain America, you know, is against America. Thinks that.
Mm-hmm.
Our culture, not realizing that what we...
Steve Kane Show. No, Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Steve Kane Show. Mm. Oh, that's for sure. And Liz Cheney. What I kind of do is I wait for President Trump to tell me who to vote for, and that's who I vote for. That's a good gauge by me. No, there was only one man who was perfect. Well, that's why Richard Pearl on Politics is on every day at noon, because we can rely on you too. And let me tell you guys, okay, Richard Pearl's radio show, let me tell people how to listen to his radio show. He airs on our radio stations, which is AM 1470, 95.3 FM, and 96.9 on the dial as well. You can also listen to him on the iHeartRadio app, searching for our station call letters WWNN, 2 W's, 2 N's. Richard Pearl on Politics is on the radio weekdays at noon, okay? And his store, Simply Natural, is located in Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University, open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. And the number of the store, 954-741-4045. All right, Richard Pearl, have a great show. We'll talk tomorrow. And, Steve, I'm looking at the board. Every line is lit, and it's all men. It's raining men out there on the lines, but we don't... The what? Oh, I didn't hear the L the first time. Okay, yes. No, I did. But it's from our audience. Well, they're inspiring me. But we don't have time to, even though it's raining men in the audience, creepy ones at that, we don't have time to take their calls. It's time to say goodbye. You want to sign us off for the day, Steve?
Yes, we have enjoyed entertaining you today. We will be back to do it all again tomorrow. And until then, on behalf of my technical director, Tyler Kane, my partner, Brian Craig, I am yours truly, Steve. God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Hey, listen. Thanks for tuning in today. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you are subscribed. And everybody, before you go, like the video. Okay? Liking the video helps a lot. It helps spread the word to the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to other people who think like us. And the more people that have this video recommended to them, the better. Well, thank you. Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, that was a pretty good show today. It's kind of still like a holiday. You know, the day after a holiday, especially like a drinking holiday, like 4th of July is always a tough show. No doubt about it. This is what I do every day after the show. I clean things up. Steve Kane Show. That's the creep. That's the creep. I know. Well, that's part of it. You know, if you don't have creeps listening and following you, you're not doing your job right? But that is a good question. Why don't I have female stalkers? Why are all of my stalkers have always been men? I don't quite get it. It's no fun. No. That's the way it is, you know. All right, guys, take care. I got to run, but thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, like the video, okay? Like the video and subscribe. Click the notification bell. I'll see you later, all right? Take care.